Now, high gas prices have been a thing for everybody. I mean, everybody been dealing with it because of this particular war that Trump decides to go into, following his little buddy out there in the Middle East out there. You know what the little buddy is. And Trump recently went to a rally talking about gas prices, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm like, oh, I got to let y'all know what he had to say about this. I want y'all to listen to Trump and let me know if you agree with him or not. Let's check this out.
So I just say this. So for you to pay a tiny little bit more for your gasoline, just remember you're doing it so that a very evil country cannot have a country. Really, it's the number one state sponsor of terror in the world. We don't want to have them have a nuclear weapon. So remember that when you have to pay a little bit more, you're at $4. It's okay. I mean, it's I'll never apologize. I did the right thing.
So let's get this right. So when you're at the gas pump and you're paying $4 plus per gallon, that you're doing it because you are happy to pay extra at the pump because of a foreign nation who has nothing to do with us, a foreign nation that didn't bother us, didn't do us anything. Trump in the United States running behind their little buddy in the Middle East, basically doing whatever they want them to do. Now you have to suffer at the pump, ladies and gentlemen, paying extra money for gas. Well, that money could have went into your pocket, bought food, did whatever you need to do with the money. And you know they got people coming up in this midterm that will still go out there and vote Republican. Do you know that? It don't matter what they do to them, they will vote for them regardless. That is the most crazy and asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. Well, we got to vote red. Like, bruh, what you want, $20 gas? I'm just trying to figure that out. And most Americans live paycheck to paycheck, so you can't afford it. See, Trump don't care about gas prices. One, he's not paying for gas right now. Two, even if he's not in office, he got enough money. Gas prices, let me tell you something. When you got money, when your salary is 7, 8, and 9 figures, you're not worried about gas prices at that point. What's a gas price to you? You're not worrying about food prices either. That's why he could tell you, well, it's just $4. Well, you're preventing the country from getting a nuclear. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But them folks, they will still go out there in the midterms, a lot of them will, and still vote for the same party that got them in this mess. That's the crazy part to me. Now, I could have sworn, Republicans, that you voted for Trump not to get in foreign wars. You didn't want endless wars and all our money going to foreigners, right? And when he first got in office, he started cutting off the money, but now all the money it seems like he cut the money off from going to these other countries so he can take that money and put it in a war. And you know what Iran said recently? They're not negotiating with Trump. They're going to keep the war going until he get out of office. Then when the next president come in, then they're willing to sit down with the next president because they know our system. They know Trump only got so long to be in office, so they can keep this up for another 2 years or so. Let's keep it up and wait till whatever the next president we get come on in, and then they'll talk to him. You know what I'm saying? So Trump messed off his whole presidency already. He said he's not going to apologize. Of course you're not going to apologize. You don't apologize for anything. I mean, is that anything that we expect out of him is to apologize? But I want to know to those people that, like I say, that say, "Oh, I got to vote red. I got to vote for red." Okay. So what do you get out of that? Well, I can't let the Democrats get in because they're going to do immigration. They're going to do this and that and the third. At this stage in the game, I really have been hearing Democrats pushing immigration like they were last administration. Just be honest with you. I have not heard them pushing it because they know it's not popular. So I haven't been hearing them really push it like that. But at this point, what do you want? $10 gas, $20 gas? But I guess even then, you still go vote Republican. I'm telling y'all, they are hard. They are stuck. And just like you got some folks who are stuck with Democrats. No matter what Democrats do, they stuck with them. Me, I'm not stuck with now one of them. Ain't no way I'm gonna go vote to pay more money. No, that's dumb. That's not good for my back pocket. That's not good for your back pocket. This man is, and now let me tell you what else he's doing. So there is a a tariff exemption, the eminence, I'm saying it right, clause basically. So if you order something that's $800 or below, there's no tariff on it, right? So when you're doing your China runs, like your AliExpress, your Temu, whatever you're ordering from, right, overseas, as long as it's under $800, you don't pay a tariff. So what he wants to do is take that away. So now you're paying a tariff on everything. That's not going to hurt the Chinese company because they're going to charge you and me the tariff. He said, well, the American government makes so much money. No, they're not going to make money because the consumer is going to pay for it. His tariff strategy failed because he said, we're going to make so much money. Yeah, but you're taxing the American people. The American people are taxed enough in this country. You think about all the tax we constantly pay. You get your paycheck. You got to pay federal income tax. You got to pay Social Security for something you may not even see. 9 out of 10, you probably won't see it. You got to pay, Medicare and all these different things coming out your check. Okay, that money's taxed. When you go to the grocery store off of tax money, now you're paying the sales tax. Or whatever store, you're paying the sales tax. Right? You pay your car note, you pay whatever, you're paying a tax on it. Everything that you have, there is a tax on it. On already taxed money. You got to think about it. We're taxed. Every transaction is some tax. Whether it's some sort of state tax, local tax, we are heavily taxed. And gas has a tax too, per gallon. It has a federal tax, it has a state tax. You pay for your cell phone, there's a tax for that. You pay your light bill, there's a tax for that. It's always a tax. We are the most overly taxed people on the planet. So no, people can't afford no $4 gas. It don't make no sense to be being taxed like that beyond which it just don't make sense. And you still haven't filed income tax too. I mean, you're going to tax us like that, just give us one national tax that we pay on everything and then be done with it. That way we never have to file no taxes. But it's like their system is almost like loan sharking. If you think about it, the system is like loan sharking. You always go get screwed with that situation. And you gotta pay taxes on money you already been taxed. You already been taxed on your check, but you still gotta turn in a federal income tax, IRS. And out of all the taxes that you paid, state tax, all the different taxes, right? Local tax, you can't write that off on your taxes. You can't write it off. So the income you already got, if you didn't pay enough, now you got to pay more money. It's crazy. But you want to bring up the gas prices, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't see how anybody can vote for them. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But yeah, y'all let me know in the comments, y'all want to pay more gas tax because of a foreign government? And once again, this foreign government didn't mess with us. They didn't do nothing to us. They were trying to be a bully and thought, I'm going to make them cower down to me. And they're like, oh, hell no. I'm going to fight you toe to toe to the end. And they didn't expect that. Ladies and gentlemen, they did not expect that. And now all of us are suffering because of it. But you got the midterms coming up, so, get registered to vote and make a change. That's the only thing I can tell you.